Welcome to the Good E-Reader radio show. This is Marcus.
This is Havoc.
And today we're going to talk about a few new e-readers that are going to be hitting the market. You can consider them more or less hybrid e-readers, as most of the e-readers that have been hitting the market lately are not pure e-readers, but they're hybrid e-readers. The Entourage Edge e-reader is going to be coming out within about the next few weeks. It's 9.7 inch screen. It's actually a dual screen. It's billed as an e-reader / netbook, and this is a pretty exciting e-reader as it opens and closes like a book, so you can have it looking like a Nintendo DS. You can have it standing upwards like a tablet PC. You can do a lot with this device. Pre-orders that were placed before January the 12th will start by shipping by the end of February. So right now, pre-orders are being shipped out. New orders will ship in March. So the Entourage Edge is actually opening up their own bookstore. They're trying to compete with Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and the upcoming Apple iBook store, which is the iPad if you're not familiar with it. Now, you're looking at the device itself to come with 4 gigabytes of storage, 2 USB ports, and an SD card slot. So if you want to put expandable SD memory in there, the device itself roughly weighs about 2.5 pounds. So when you consider that to the MacBook Air's 3 pounds, this is actually lighter than the MacBook Air. It retails for about $490 US, but when you buy things for when they first come out, you're going to be paying anywhere between $490 and about $590. There is a lot of cool features, such as the screen being able to swivel around. You can drag a grayscale image from one screen and fit it into full color on the other one. You can attach a video on it. So it has about a battery life of about 6 hours of consecutive use, but it can last for about a week if you just have it in standby mode. So the Entourage Edge definitely looks like a new class of the new sort of netbook hybrid e-readers, which in future editions of the Good E-Reader radio show, we're definitely going to debate the merits between hybrid e-readers versus traditional e-readers. Now, Havoc, why don't you tell us a little bit about the new Nintendo?
All right. Well, thanks, Marcus. The Nintendo DSi XL, which is the newest version of the dual screen, the Nintendo DS systems, which was the DS, the DS Lite, the DSi. It is approximately 1.5 times bigger. And due to that increase in screen size and whatnot, it is doubling as an e-book, and it can now, an e-reader, which can now be able to not only play games and do the other multimedia features it does, can now view e-books. They're dual screen, 4.2 inches approximately. One of them is touch, the bottom one, the top one is strictly for viewing. The 100 books come preloaded in it. It's got longer battery life. It's looking pretty good. Now they're not doing this to try to compete with the market of e-readers. They're actually just doing this because it's just another feature on your Nintendo DSi XL that you can enjoy, and then you can do various things with. And actually, there's a quote here. I can just pull it up here for you. What they've quoted is, "It's not really about trying to take on the ebook market. It's just one more way to enjoy your device." Like I said, that's actually where I got my info from. So actually, if you notice, a lot of these devices that do e-reader features in ebook viewing aren't so much a solely e-reader device as they are a multimedia device that can view ebooks, such as for example, like I just talked about, the DSi XL and the the iPad. Most of these things are actually doing more than just ebooks. They're doing web searching, videos, music files, whatever, what have you, compared to the Amazon Kindle and the Barnes & Noble Nook that strictly try to revolve around viewing ebooks. And I think Marcus wants to elaborate on the subject a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing here is the Kindle and the earlier e-readers like the Sony that have relied on the traditional e-ink technology. What we're seeing now is almost a market paradigm shift between the traditional e-ink e-readers versus the new school, more multimedia type e-readers. You see them really evident with the Nintendo DSi XL and the new Entourage Edge coming out, where they look almost similar devices, where they have two screens and you're able to read books, say, like you would an actual real book, but you're able to do so much more with them. And what I really think is, with Nintendo, certainly in Asia, like Japan, they have a crazy huge following. They sell millions and millions of units there compared to the US. And people are really into sinking their money into devices that do more than one thing. Most people are on a budget. Say if you're a gamer, you're going to buy a gaming device that has a lot of games but also allows you to do other things. Take the PSP, for example, the PlayStation Portable. You can do everything from surfing the web to doing all sorts of neat features with them, with custom-made homebrew apps that people make. And with the Nintendo DSi XL, primarily it's a gaming machine, but it recognizes the market that people want to do more than just play games. They want to be able to do other things. And we look at the iPad coming out, you look at the Notion Ink Atom that's coming out, you look at a lot of these newer devices that are coming out. They are less of an e-reader as more as they are a multimedia device. And we really think, Havoc and myself, that the market is definitely shifting between the e-ink technology e-reader that basically plays audiobooks, that reads books, versus sinking the same amount of money. Like a Kindle DX, for example, retails for about $4.99. The Apple iPad low end also retails for $4.99. But you look at what the iPad's capable of. I mean, we're not Mac fanboys here. We just recognize good technology. And certainly the Apple iPad allows you to do a tremendous amount of things, from YouTube to doing spreadsheets now, to reading books, to playing games, to running every iPhone app in existence, to doing a whole whack of other things, versus a Kindle DX that looks really tight as an e-reader, but that's about all it does. So for the money invested, we see a lot of people going forward into the future with not infinite pocketbooks. They can't buy every new gadget that comes along. They might buy one major gadget every year. Most people, who are non-adults, get big gifts like this for Christmas. They're not going to be able to buy a DSi XL, a Kindle 2, an iPad, and all these other things. They're going to buy one thing and try to get the most value that they possibly can out of that. And we really see, with especially the Notion Ink Atom and the Apple iPad coming out, that they're touchscreen tablets that do everything from being able to create art with a stylus to being able to just be a lot more interactive. And it's the whole interactivity thing with your e-reader, your traditional e-reader, that is really grabbing the market right now.
Awesome, Marcus. So I didn't squeeze the release date in there earlier for the DSi XL. It is set to be released Q1 2010, which means first quarter 2010, anywhere between January and April.
Right, so if you've enjoyed this podcast, we implore you to check out our forum at goodereader.com/forum, as well as goodereader.com/blog for all the latest news. If you have an e-reader and you want to get a cheap source of books, we have a monthly program for $29.99. You can download as many ebooks as you want, and we just don't have the classics. We have all of the newest books available, as well as resources and works for school, as well as any type of fiction and nonfiction.
So for Good E-Reader Radio, this is Havoc.
And this is Marcus.
Yeah.